You got to go into karting, whatever age it is, and enjoy it and have fun. For me, it was something to do with my old man on the weekends, and I love that. And that relaxed atmosphere really got the best out of me. Karting is massive. It's where you learn racecraft. It's where you learn to go wheel to wheel with other people. And when I look back at my karting career, it's some of the best memories of my racing career, because everything's so close. Half a tenth of a second separates 10 people in qualifying. It's super close, so you've got to get everything out of it. And you are going up against a lot of very talented people. I did a lot of my racing in Italy and racing in Europe and the World Championship. And you have to kind of go to places like that when you start taking it seriously. But first of all, it's all about just getting to grips with a little machine, a little go-kart, and making it feel like it's an extension of your body. I don't think the age really matters, as long as it's relatively early. I don't think if you start at 4 or you start at 8, really makes much difference. The thing I would look at most is for me in my racing career, I had a little bit of a wobble when I was 13. I wasn't sure if I wanted to race anymore. So it's keeping the interest in the sport that's the most important thing, and having good people around you that aren't pushing you. You can't look at karting as if I'm good at karting, I'm going to be a world champion in F1. It's such a small percentage of people that get the opportunity to race in Formula One. You got to go into karting, whatever age it is, and enjoy it and have fun. For me, it was something to do with my old man on the weekends, and I love that. And that relaxed atmosphere really got the best out of me. I think gaming's an interesting one, simulators, and the reason being, they're a lot cheaper than karting. Karting when I raced was reasonable, and now it's very expensive. Even just racing on a weekend, I've done a couple of kart races over the last few years. It's expensive. So yeah, it's a lot more cost effective, and you can really hone your skills. You can't drive a go-kart 24/7, whereas a simulator you can if you really wanted to. So you can put a lot more time, you can do a lot of the engineering side of things as well with the detail of the simulations now, the simulators, the games. So there's every possibility, yes. I do think that you need real world driving as well, because I think you need to understand safety, the limitations of a car yourself, and that you can't just push the reset button. They both have their benefits, and I think we'll see a bit of both. But the jump start from gaming could be very good, but then I think you need to be jumping into karts or single-seaters at a relatively early age. I think that the great thing about F1 Academy for me is that it gives young girls something to aspire to. And we just don't have enough girls in grassroots racing at the moment. It's obviously growing, but it's still a very small percentage of kids that go karting. So that's the bigger thing. It's teaching parents that girls can race cars as well. And I think that's probably the biggest part of it, because when you think how many boys there are that race in karts, when you're trying to find the talent, it's a lot easier, whereas there's a lot less to choose from with girls racing. So we will see a woman in Formula One in the future, but it's going to take a bit of time. It really is. I don't know, it depends on what you want out of life. For me, I retired at 36. I was 100% ready, and it was the right decision. For others, maybe, being around the paddock is more important. For me, I wanted to start a family. I wanted to try other things in motor racing. I didn't want to just be an F1 driver. I wanted to, be a Super GT driver, a NASCAR driver, and Le Mans, and all these things. And that was fun to me. That was exciting. So I don't know. There will definitely be people that will hang around for longer, because it's, the sport is growing. Every day the sport is growing, and it's exciting to be part of that. And also there's a big paycheck in this sport, bigger than any other form of motorsport by far. I think that you need good people around you that are managing you in those areas, because as an F1 driver you have to be so focused on driving. For me, I had a manager, PR man, I had a physio, I had someone to do everything for me, a personal assistant as well, so that I could just focus on what I needed to, which was training, eating the right thing, spending enough time with the team, engineering, driving the race car. So you kind of need a good group of people around you to be looking after, what happens after F1. And I think for a lot of people, obviously, in F1 for many years, you've done okay for yourself. But post F1, it's not what you do business-wise, it's what you do in terms of something you're passionate about. That's what you need. Because when you walk away from the high pressure, high stakes, adrenaline junkie sport like this, a lot of people struggle with that mentally. So it's finding something that you're passionate about that you can jump into after racing.